So we are going to be doing something a little different today. We're going to be making a cat tree, a cat scratcher device. But I'm missing a tool, which is going to be an issue. So let me see if I can find it. Let's see. Never mind. We got it. Okay. I need one more thing, measuring tape. So let's do this. How are we going to build a cat scratcher right now? Let's see. We're going to do this right here. Let's go ahead and get this nice setup right here. And we got a few tools. This is to cut the rope. We got a nice little staple gun here. Some duct tape to prevent the rope from fraying. Of course, staples, and then measuring tape, because this, supposedly, if I want to wrap the chair, I don't want to go more than like 30, certain distance, certain lengths. So I'm going to get my cats a nice scratching post right now. And let's go ahead and get started. Let's start by opening up our staple gun here. I've never actually, I probably used a staple gun before, but not one that I had to load from scratch. So let's see how this opens. Let me see, it's a little bit stuck there. Here we go. Okay, let's close this up. We got our Arrow T50 staple gun here. I guess this is like an industry standard. Must be nice being a tool company and having like the industry standard of anything, right? Like the industry standard hammer, the industry standard, or not industry, but just like the standard brand. Let's see, how can I make this pop out? I got to cut it. You might just have to cut it. These scissors are actually pretty fantastic. I probably should have put a video for this, but these are Kuhn Recon scissors, but they cut so much. They're very strong scissors. And let's see here. I'm gonna go down here. Let's go around. Let's go around here. Some very strong scissors here. Gotta be very careful with them. Very sharp and very powerful. And let's see, little instructions here. I have to look through these instructions because I don't know for sure how to load this. But let's see, we got our T50 stapler. How do you do this? We got the 3/8 millimeter. We're going to be using the 3/8 millimeter staples because we have a really thick. We're going to staple it right along this area right here. And let's see. So step number one, you pull this thing out. There we go. That's pretty easy. So let's see. Okay, I guess you pull it out and pop it in. All right, easy enough. Step number, let's see, pop that out, load the staples, push it in. Staple gets jammed, you can open it up. I don't know what the heck this means. I guess that's how you pop open the front if it gets jammed. So, okay. All right, I probably don't need to know that. Hopefully the staple gun doesn't get jammed in the middle of this video. And we got a 1/4 millimeter. Let me see what the width, the dimension. That looks like more than an inch. If this is going to be more than an inch, then I can, yep, that's more than an inch. That's a little over an inch. So that means I can, in fact, staple across with a 3/8. Otherwise, if I use too big of a staple, it's not going to fit in there properly. So we're going to go ahead and put our 1/4 inch one right here, and then pull out our 3/8. Actually, I could do this right here, I guess. And let's figure this out here. How do you attach this staple? Ooh, look at these staples. All right, got our T50 staples from the same brand, our Arrow, and let's go ahead and DIY cat tree. That's what we're doing, in case anybody's wondering. Just doing a nice little DIY cat tree. Oh, look at that. They got the little grooves on them, the little spikes. I should turn this camera a bit more. If you knew everything from my live streams, you would know that I love my cats. So we are building our cats a cat tree here. Oof, that's probably something I shouldn't do, is stick my hand under there. What's up, Jackson M9? What's going on? All right, so I think that's right. Hopefully that's right. Let's see, how do we test out if a staple is there? There's a jam, that's how you fix it. So we'll just save this for later. Put this stuff on the floor so it's not as cluttered here. And now, what do we do to start? We're gonna grab our rope, pop our rope open. Let's open this baby. Got some sisal rope. According to ChatGPT, sisal rope is like the standard for cat trees. I'm gonna do a cat tree, so might as well get this cat tree. Get it? All supplies together. We're pretty affordable. Excellent resistance to sunlight, natural fibers, biodegradable. That's good. That's good news, right? Biodegradation is very earth conscious, which is great, right? We all like earth conscious materials. Right. Yes. Everybody loves them. Except if you're not earth conscious, then you probably don't care. But anyway, is that why I got the sisal rope, to be earth conscious? Not really. It's just that's what they said the standard was. Okay. So here we go. We're gonna pop this open and let's get some cat tree maneuver in here. I really only have this tape here. Ooh. You know what? I should probably keep this thing around, just so that it can stay tied. My cats are investigating. If you want to take a, cats are definitely investigating right now. Hold on, let me see if I can keep my cats in this photo. I gotta lower this a bit. Where are the cats at? They're around here somewhere. But maybe rewrap this twine around so that I could keep the shape and not, you know, splinters. Gotta be careful, splinters here. All right, because I do want to keep some of the shape, and you know, worst case scenario, I just pull the rope through each little area. All right, there we go. So this will be the first. No, this will be the first unraveling right here. This little section right here will be the first little section, and you know, I guess it's as simple as just pulling it through. Yeah, these are actually pretty sharp. Got a little splinter damage on the hand here. And let's see, what do I want to do with this? I want to staple literally just right on the sides here. I'm gonna add some extra duct tape. I'm gonna wrap a good portion of duct tape around this top part of the rope for our first staple. They are curious now. Curious cats are here. Just to keep it from fraying too much. It's a lot of extra tape, more than I really need, but you know, do what must be done in order to keep it nice and tight. Only at the beginning part. All right, so let's do the very first staple right around here. This will be a good spot. Could curve it around. Yeah, you know what? We're just gonna curve this around here. Okay, so very first staple's going in. Let's see if this works. I got this. ChatGPT told me how to do this, but I didn't actually look up a video of how to. So, you know, my only goal here is to not staple my own finger on accident. Right? That's the only goal that I have. So you should probably wear gloves. Safety first, right? But Okay, how do I do this? What's the most effective way? I should probably lay it on the ground, right? Let's try this. I'm gonna lay it sideways until I get the hang of things. I found this chair today, and it was free. I found it for free, just sitting on the side of the road. All right, nothing came out. I wonder why. You should definitely wear safety goggles. Oh, I see what happened. Wear safety goggles, people. I don't have them. I'm not following the best safety rules, but here we go. That's why that didn't work. All right. Ah, there we go. First staple. Very good. All right. Did it go through? This other one didn't really go through. First one went through. I might need to get a longer staple. All right, well, let's keep this going. Let's just hope that this holds up. Should have gotten a longer staple. What to do about it now? This is the 3/8. Yeah, I'm using the 3/8. It should be longer than the 1/4. That's what happens when you listen to ChatGPT to help you figure shit out. Trying to think if I should remove these two staples because they're kind of like poking out, or whether I should just continue. That first staple got in really good. The second one's not so much. Guys, I'll be right back here.
Because you have to have a deeper gun to be able to hold it safely.
Yeah.
I don't think that works.
So this is the longest one I got, but I don't know if you have anything bigger than 10
You
millimeter.
see one?
Yeah. It's a T50.
Yeah, I literally just did the same thing with
Yeah.
the Juke.
Yeah.
This is longer, I think, than what I have.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, mine's pretty short. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No worries.
My gun is also like plastic, like
Oh.
cheaper than that one, so you have an upgrade.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. No worries.
Have
All right.
fun,
Thanks.
man.
Yeah.
It's,
See ya.
it's like weirdly relaxing doing that.
Yeah. It's pretty. Yeah.
It's nice.
Just getting started. We'll see.
Helpful,
Yeah.
right?
All right. Later. All right. Let's see. Okay. So that didn't work. Couldn't get. What am I doing? Well, maybe it's the duct tape. It probably is the duct tape. You're right. The staple gun isn't really made for that. The wood is too hard. Small nail or screw. Well, it's too late for switching it up too much. I think it is the tape though. Tape is extra thick. I just don't want this little piece to pop up in the future. So here's what I'm gonna do. What do I need to do right now? I just had a tool. Pull all this stuff out. Pull the staples out. Here we go. So most definitely probably is the tape. I'm gonna pull out this one, even though that one actually got in pretty good, but let's try this. Let's go a little bit. Let's use a thinner space here. I'm actually gonna cut this piece of rope. Cut this piece of rope right here. Cut this piece of rope right here. We're going to just start stapling on the raw rope as opposed to trying to get it to, you know, there we go. Actually, that works a lot better. 3/8 is okay. Yeah, it's working. There we go, nice and sturdy. So that tape, the problem was the tape, which, you know, let's just start doing the wrap now. Let's start wrapping this. And I think should be pretty sturdy. It's gonna wrap each side, I guess. Get a nice tight wrap on each side. don't know if this is gonna work because probably needs to be against a flat object. So maybe if I do it horizontally, 3/8, is this gonna go straight through? Let's see here. My cat just stole the cat tree thing. I want them to have like a nice sturdy post, so maybe it'll be better if I wrap it around this object instead. I'm gonna wrap it this way so that, you know, it's a nice sturdy thing. Uh-oh, look at that. It's already starting to unravel quite a lot. Let's do an extra staple right now. Right on the edge. Oh, that's not going to work because I should wait until I get another layer of this. It's going to... Oh, that's pretty heavy, but it's pretty stuck in there. So we're going to get another hot glue every so often to secure. I don't have a hot glue gun. I do have glue. How do you do this effectively? As you can tell, I've never actually tied anyone up before. Otherwise, I might be better at this. So you just staple every few. And just hopefully, you know, I'm thinking the cats aren't going to scratch along the length of this. So hopefully and they're probably not going to get too deep into there. Just trying to think of the best way to keep my cats safe. Maybe I'll try to do less along the corners here. It's going. We're gonna do our best to wrap as much of this this thing as possible. But it's working now, so let's see how far along we can get. It's 100, I only got about 100 feet, which means that this is over a foot long. So this needs to wrap like 100 times, I guess, right? 100 times or so. Hopefully it lasts that long at least. 100 wraps. And cats are smart enough to avoid the stable, right? Man's hard for cat's sake. So I actually found this chair for free today, in case that's what Dave's going on about. Dave's ranting and hooting and hollering and going on about stapling furniture. How you doing, Dave? Dave. Dave is a funny guy sometimes. All right. Nice sturdy wrap. So got to get it nice and tight here. And let's go for staple. Let's go for another staple here. Get another staple. Get it nice and tight. Get it closer to the edge. There we go. Another nice tight wrap. And hopefully cats actually use this, because if not, I don't know what to do with myself. It'll be a wasted experiment. We got Ben is your name. What's up, Ben? So we got Dave and Ben. You know what, I will say I am surprised that I can actually pull pretty tightly on these on this rope, and it's not an issue. This is not an easy activity. I mean, I'm sure if you get into like a system, if you have like a machine, you could just roll it. Gonna put all the staples on one side of this. I feel like Ben and Dave is a good combination of names of people that go together. The Ben and the Dave Show. Almost there. Might have to do how many more wraps? I don't know, like 100 more wraps. There's probably a math way to do this to figure it out, how many wraps, but there you go. All right, let's get another staple down. Every couple of wraps. What am I sitting on? And let's see. Kate. Ben and Dave, it doesn't flow as nice as Kate and Dave does. All right, Dave. I didn't know you and Kate were doing a show. That's great. Congratulations. If you're real smart, I think what you would do is you would measure and figure out exactly how much rope you need. You figure out exactly how much rope you need before, and then you just measure it out, and then you just roll it around. Trying to keep it nice and tight, and I feel like it's starting to lose some of its tightness here. It's nice and tight around here, but I don't know if it's going to keep. If I had to do it again, I might get a thicker rope. I might have gotten a thicker rope. This rope seems very, very thin, and I don't really know how to keep it super tight. Scout, what are you doing? Being weird, huh? Why are cats always weird? Does anybody have a normal cat? This is actually quite a lot of work, by the way. Give it a nice tight pull. I might not even have enough rope. What would be the ideal way of doing this? Let's think. It probably, if I had like a wheel, some sort of wheel that could allow me to just rotate it across. Why is it getting stuck? What is getting stuck here? Come on, man. All right. Loosen that up. There you go, we're getting a little rhythm going. Nice little cat scratcher rhythm. But surprisingly, what I am surprised by is this isn't a lot of rope. I might even need to go get more later or another day. I'm probably not going to finish. If this doesn't cover the whole chair, I probably won't get another rope today. I have to leave this project as is and just see if the cats go for it, you know? See if they like to scratch it. I don't even know if they're gonna like scratching this. But if anything, we've got a nice chair with rope around it that'll scratch your butt. This material is very itchy. And then those of you that are still here after, I mean, what are we gonna? We're gonna have a nice little painting adventure. Once you get in the rhythm, it's actually pretty nice. It's actually a nice, fun little experience. If you like this type of stuff, you know, handicrafts and things like that. If you don't, probably won't be for you. You know, on another day, depending on if they like this rope or not, I might just end up doing the whole thing. We might even be able to do all the legs, and this upper part right here. But I don't think it works on the upper part because the upper part, there's too much space. And if you have the space, it creates, like, it's just not stable enough. You need a nice stable surface on which to scratch on. But someone's right, whoever said I needed glue, that's the one thing that I read that, you know, if I had it, I would use it. I just didn't feel like getting glue. Seemed like a lot of extra work. And also, if I was making it, you know, if I was thinking, like, look at all this extra space that, you know, that doesn't need to be entwined. You know, it's probably like good, every single wrap takes away like 3 inches of wrap. So over the course of many, many feet, that's a lot of feet that are lost to this empty space. So I think obviously if you want to do this, probably want a flat surface, you know, just like a nice 2x4 or something. And your cats will probably like it more than a chair. We'll see though, you never know. Cats like very simple things. My cat's favorite things are bottle caps and what do they like? They like bottle caps. Bottle caps and reflected lights. I'm sure many people have cats that are similar in the sense that they don't really care about the toys that you buy. They always want like the thing that's just that they could find in a trash can. But I guess that's how they evolved. Just stuff in the wild. All right, time for another staple. And we're only stapling one side. I don't think we need to staple all the sides. It's holding pretty nicely, so my hands are definitely getting some rope burn right now. Closer, I've already lost the hammer here. Cat scratch glue. That would have been a good idea, Dave. You're right. I could have put another advertisement for cat scratch glue. I think it would have just been regular wood glue. All right. This staple number 50. Let's take a little break. Oh. I honestly thought this chair would be tall enough, this chair that I'm sitting on. But I think I actually need a lower chair rather than a taller chair. We're doing this. Hey, it's actually not a bad little, weekend project. You got a couple hours free on an afternoon and want to make something for your cats. Feels really loose on the bottom. Probably should have been giving this been much tighter with these. But we're almost there. We're almost there. What are we gonna do once we reach the end? I don't know yet. we're almost near the end of this rope. And not the end of my rope, just the end of this rope. We haven't fully covered this chair. So at some point we might get more rope, but I don't know. Maybe the cats will like that. You know, it doesn't need to be totally covered for whatever purposes, right? All right, let's see how this is going. Let's add another. Yeah, we're almost done. I think maybe 1 or 2 more wraps. Should I go out and finish the job? Get another 100 meters of rope or 100 feet of rope? Or just use this and finish it up? So we're going to throw down 2 staples. 1 and then 2. 2 staples there. Let's see. I don't even think this is going to go all the way around. Oh, it does. Look at this. Wow. It just barely goes all the way around. And I wonder if I should just staple it to the side of the chair rather than just staple it to the side of the chair rather than All right. Needs more rope, but maybe throw some of this away. Is there a safety? I wonder if there's a safety button on here. Safety? All right, well, let's see if the cats will go for it. Michael Wilbur, is this a cat's chair? Yes, we got a cat chair here. Scout, you gonna test this out for the camera or not? Throw some catnip. Season it with some catnip here. Throw a couple treats on it, and just see if they go for it. We'll find out in a minute here. Here. There you go. What do you think, Cookie? You like it? Look at him patiently waiting his turn. What a good boy, huh? Are you seriously patiently waiting your turn to go get some snacks? Pookie, save some for your brother. Okay, Pookie. Save some for your brother. Go. You've had plenty. Scout, here. I might have to feed them by hand. Scout, here, right here, bud. So, Pookie, did you just eat all those treats? Your little treat hog? This guy behind here. Mr. Invisible. Pookie, scratch it. Show me that my time was worth it, huh? No? Scout, what about you, dude? You gonna scratch it? Here. Ooh. Reflexes of a cat. Well. Here's what they're doing. Little brother sister rivalry. Oh. I like how she just like slaps him on the head. She's a funny cat. Little jujitsu. Little kitty jujitsu. Listen to her. She's so funny. Yeah, okay. You gonna stop or what? All right, there you go. She walked away. All right, well, that's that. They don't seem to like the chair. Trash chair on the feline. Maybe we'll get into it later. get onto the chair later. Gives them some time to enjoy. Well, it took about an hour. Not bad. Not bad at all. An hour. And now let's get back to our painting. I gotta say, this painting looks so great in person. Very amazing in person. Yeah, come on. Don't put the seam on the top. What are you talking about? It's the cat's chair. Some piece of carpet. You know, I could try that earlier. Oh, Mizu is here, but I didn't notice. He's here for a moment. Oh, should I paint? I'm actually kind of tired from that. From just that little bit of activity. But let's go ahead. You know, I'm nearly done with this painting. Which means, you know, anything I do now is really just like, just having fun, enjoying playing. Scout, psst, come on, you can't be up there. Get off. Go do something. Go bother your other cat relatives in this home. All right, switching modes now. Switching brain modes from cat tree making to or cat scratcher making to painting mode. That's actually a lot of work. Lots and lots of work. I think a better idea if I came up with something would just be a big get like a nice wide piece of wood, or maybe a long piece of wood, but it doesn't have to be too wide, and just wrap it and just do that over and over, and that could be the cat tree. Let's see, that looks good. This looks good. I really just want to, I mean, he looks good. Figure is good. I don't want to do too much more to the face. You know, we got the shadow underneath his neck. Got the facial hair. So he's got, you know, some natural facial hair color. Maybe bring in the side of the chin down a little bit. Just give him just a tiny bit, a tiny little change up around his chin area. Maybe highlight area around his chin just a little bit. Pookie, why are you acting suspicious, huh? Try to keep his neck fairly clean. Just reduce the amount of shadows in here a little bit. Let's add like just a subtle glaze of pink white pink color. Like I want to capture the fact that he naturally has a lot of facial hair, I think. But also I don't want to just make it all like this like muddy color. So my goal here, what I need to do is just to create like a really subtle going up and around his face that it's just pink enough to kind of like make it skin look natural, but like not totally interfering with I think that's pretty good. Just it's got like a nice natural facial hair to it. Yeah, not bad. Actually, that looks much better. Made it much more subtle, the separation in his facial hair. And just that right combination of like highlight with shadow. Because he did shave, but that's like when I think about facial hair, it's hard to tell specifically if, you know, I think facial hair is like popular nowadays, right? Like it's very popular. But sometimes it's hard to tell if a man trims his facial hair because he doesn't like it or because for the sake of their job they need to keep a nice clean cut. And trying to find that decide on that difference for this painting and finding that transition, that in between, just the right amount of facial hair on a shaved face. I think we're there. I think we're almost there. I think we are there. Just want to reduce the shadow here. Make them slightly less, slightly. Honestly, I think we're in a good spot. I know I shouldn't do this, but I want to mess with the eyes just a little bit more. I just want to see if I could add just the tiniest little hint of his eye color a bit more. Like it's there. Just want to add the tiniest hint of his eye color. Because with hers, I actually got rid of her pupils, which, if you look at a painting that's like nice and big, then, if you get rid of someone's like pupils, if you get rid of the little black dot in his center, then it looks really weird. But I kept her. I just like painted a little bit of green on top of it. But I think, you can go a little too far. But I think on smaller paintings, if you leave the pupil out of it, just to capture the eyes of the person, I think that it can be good. It can be good. So let's try to go. I just need to find just the tiniest little hint of like a yellow. Like a yellow. Let's go yellow. If I could just get this just right, I would be happy. But here's the problem. Like there's high stakes right now. There's a lot of high stakes in this painting. Because if I mess up even a little bit of the eyes, I might have to start all over again. So I almost don't even feel like risking it, but we'll see. Let's try it. No guts, no glory. No guts, no glory. Scout. Go scratch that cat post I just made for you. Try to darken it just a little bit. Maybe I should do it. Let me do this. And just a tiny white dot. White dot at the top of the eye here. All right. You know what? We've come a long way. Might be a little bright. So if I get this dot, the eye even as far as darkness goes. I think once it dries, it'll be just perfect. This will probably be the 100th time I have managed to modify this eye. I need to get speaking of, I need to get like 100 of these brushes because these are amazing. These Richard Schmidt tribute brushes are just incredible. All right. Wow, we've come a long way. Feels good. Let's go into the tree here. I'm going to try to find some different references. I'm looking for some inspiration to paint this tree in a stylized way. You know what? Let me ask ChatGPT what kind of tree this is. What kind of tree is this? No, that won't work because it's on a different phone. All right. Having ChatGPT help me figure out what type of tree I'm painting. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a tree painting that I like and use that as a reference. Use that as a way to stylize this painting. Excuse me. Hmm. I want to put some extra time into this tree because I feel like this tree is very special. So let's go ahead and get into this tree here. Now, let's see. Here's save image. Actually, you know what? I'm going to add this. Selection, open images. We're going to open an image. Desktop. Where's my dang tree? Here we go. All right, let's find a good brush for this tree here. We'll use one of our flat brushes. Flat brush, angular brush. I think this flat brush might do. Do this one. It's another good flat brush. Just got a new popped open a new brush. That's a flat. Sable flat. Is this it? I guess this is the short flat sable. Let me see. I have a couple brushes that I haven't used yet, but I don't think these will actually do the job. They're too. Oh, this one might be good. Nice flat sable right here. Nice, really, really small flat sable. Let's give it a shot, shall we? All right. So what do we want to do? We want to give this some flair, some fun. So let's give it some nice deep colors. I think it already has some deep colors, but make it less confusing. I want to make it consistent. So let me try to find some wooded colors. I want to try to find some woody colors. Add my burnt sienna to get a natural wooded red. And then maybe a little bit of burnt umber. Let's add some burnt umber here, some burnt umber or gambling. Oh no, that's burnt sienna. Let's go burnt umber for a darker brown. And then we got a little bit of yellow ochre sitting around, so we're not going to do too much of that. I already have burnt umber. And then want some greens and yellows. So we're gonna find our greens. We got our greens. We want also dark greens. So I guess leaning into the blue. Dark greens leaning into the blue is okay. So you know what? Let's actually start using some of this. This nice new brush that we just got. Hey, what's up, Kira J3I? How are you? We're about to do some exciting new painting transitions here. know what happens is these brushes always end up being too thin. I think I need to take these into chunks here. And I need a thicker brush. This brush just is not going to cut it. So Cura J3i. Great. What's going on? What's any news to share? Obviously, you could tell I've been working on this painting for a while. So, the things that I share, I feel like are very obvious. I just made a cat scratching post. If you were here for that, for the beginning of this stream, made a cat scratching post. But the cats have yet to use it. So, is it a failure or a success? I don't know. Sometimes cats take a while to warm up to things. Especially if it's, different, unusual, weird to them. Skeptical. Cats are skeptical creatures. Natural skeptics. That's maybe why I can relate to cats. I understand cats. Anybody else feel that way? Anybody else with cats feel like they just get it? It's the personality, right? Cats have personalities. All right, so what do I want to do? Ooh, I just painted on my pants. Didn't mean to do that with this pair. All right, this brush is going to be okay, but I want a thick brush. Finding just the right brush here. This little round brush. Maybe this could work too. Let's see. So we're going to get a nice thick brush. Get more paint. Nice and dark. You know what I should be doing? Should all be like and grab this deep blue. Just keep going around with these like deep blues, deep greens. I think I just need more yellow and yellow green. Let me stop being so shy with my paint here. Lay down some more color. Lay down our green. And then I want to use our Prussian blue. I want to use a nice deep blue. Let's grab some more of our ultramarine, French ultramarine blue. We're going to use our French ultramarine blue, and we're going to go dark Prussian blue for our deeper blues. We gotta stop being shy with the paint. as we get lower in this tree here. Excuse me. I'm gonna go deeper. Yo, KP, KP, KP. Hey, hey, KP, KP. Da-da, da-da, da-da. Grab our greens, like a nice deep green. Let's grab some yellows. Let's grab our blues here. We're gonna bring in some blues, a little rounded blue area here. Go like this. Get into a nice little rhythm here. You're going to here. Let's see. There's a little bit of highlight here, so we're actually going to go into here. Some highlights. You know what? Let's add some light blues. I think we could do some light blues here because it's at night, right? So we're going to grab our blue and we're going to add some light blues. Light blues around. Gonna add some of these beautiful light blues. This section right here needs to close off. That's too big, but anyway, we'll just keep going. We're gonna go keep building some consistent leaf shapes throughout. Just keep building up some leaf shapes. Um, let's see, how do we? It has to be like a rhythm, a pattern, right? Some sort of a consistency as far as how this all looks. You know what? I definitely want some more. These lines are a little bit too thick. We're gonna grab some dark blues. We're gonna come into here, and let's go. Ooh, it's a lot of dark blue. Let me reduce the amount of paint on that brush by a little bit. We're gonna reach this like little arms reaching out here. Now let's actually start to add in some of these blue whites, blue and white, to create some color in here. And do some blue white. Let's go like this. Just to blend in with some of our greens here. This little area kind of disappears. I don't like that. That just like disappears. So I'm trying to find some pattern. You know what? Let me find some patterns that are in here that I can actually lean into. Find some inside the tree patterns. You know what? Now I want some. You're late to class? Yes. You're late to class. Now is your turn to teach this class. If you're gonna be late to the class, you gotta teach it. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. We're gonna try to find this blue, light blue, white. And try to capture some of this color. let's go brighter into the center of the tree. So I want to go like this. What's up, Fern? Haven't seen you in a while. What are you up to? Little Miss Fern. What are you up to, little lady? I actually don't know if how much the people who commission this are gonna like this, but I can always paint over it, which is nice. Sometimes you do things that maybe surprise people and they like it. If they don't, you can work over it. The only thing it'll add is just more time if they don't like it. That's it. It is a little much. It's a little too crazy. So obviously, you could probably guess the artist that I'm trying to copy or study for this. And it's a little bit, there's much more going on. A little too much going on. The thing about Vincent van Gogh, which you could probably guess that's the artist that I'm working with, is a lot of his paintings. There's always like a very concise, visually interesting pattern, right? But these patterns, they're kind of all over the place. There's just too much information to take in. But maybe it'll work out. Let's just keep going with this. Maybe it will work out. I'm just going to keep working on some blues here. Maybe there's ways to bring it all together. Honestly, I probably need another one of those. Whatever that tree is doing, I need another one. Whatever that leaf is doing. I need to find another place here that captures that. So we're gonna go like this. There you go. Want some dark blues to separate some of these things? And this little area just has too many like simple strokes, but not enough like an expressive pattern. So it just looks like brush marks. So what do I do about that space? I wanna give it some, some fun. That's lots of green. Maybe I can add some purples. Add some purples. Why not? Add some purples and dark blues. Add some of these purples and these patterns. I want to try to reduce some of these patterns here. Where's that? That's right here. You know what? I can go and grab some more of this color, grab this purple. I'm gonna go bring this around. want to go right here, create a nice little area right here. A little blue leafy area. You know, it might need some yellows. Let's try to find those yellows again. Otherwise it loses its shape, you know. This section. This section's kind of ugly. This is an ugly section. So let's go. I'm gonna bring in our white because this is a light area. We can actually go. This is an ugly section. I can add some more of these highlights elsewhere too. Let's grab some more of this color. We'd actually use it on some of the lower spaces here, like right here. And in some of these areas, these spaces right here, we're gonna get just a couple more patterns because there's like areas where the leaves are really expressive, and then there's like some spaces where it's just, you know, not cutting it. It's just too similar in here. I think I need a wider range of color into here. So let me see, how can I make this area look a little different? You know, maybe we can add a little bit of structure here. So we're gonna go like this. Now we're gonna go. Let's bring in some more of this right here. Let's bring it in. Get some highlights, a lot of highlights, like right next to each other. This little central area kind of disappears. I want to avoid that. So let's go. want this space to stand out a bit more. You find a nice natural place where I can find like a pattern. Maybe we find some more shadows. So we're gonna go with some of our darker colors here. And let's go. I think there's a lot of bright colors, so maybe we need some shadows in between some of these spaces here. You know, in between each of these leaves here. So we're gonna come around right there. Right here could be a good place. Let some of this disappear, right? There's too many competing bright colors. I want another section that's just like this one right here. So what do I need to do to make that happen? I think I really like it because it just gives this extra sense of dimension to this tree, so that it's not just everything's just so bright. So what I think I need to do is I need to go into here. We can add that. Let's go. There we go. That's actually pretty helpful. And then, you know, just doing the contrast between the super bright colors and the dark colors. Now, the thing about that I've learned from, you know, just looking at Vincent van Gogh's paintings. You know, Vincent van Gogh, he didn't paint traditionally, obviously, right? He didn't paint with with shadows. He didn't do chiaroscuro and tenebrism, which is basically just contrasting the super dark with the super light. His paintings are just the most vibrant, lively, you know, high range color paintings. You know, high range, I mean like bright colors, right? Pure colors, bright colors. He didn't use too much. I mean, he did use blacks to do outline, but he didn't use like too much range as far as, you know, trying to capture highlight and shadow. That's not what the impressionists in that era were doing. And Van Gogh's not an impressionist; he's a post-impressionist, but you know, I think it's important to know where it's coming from. And a lot of his style was derived from this idea of capturing light and color rather than just reality and shadow and light and all that. There was a style to it. This area right here, we gotta capture some shadows here. Let's go. You know what I like? I like this little section right here. We're gonna go break this, break this, break this. And I don't like how thick these leaves are. They're just too thick. I think they need to be made smaller. So we're gonna go with some lighter greens. Let's reduce the thickness of this line here. Did that reduce it a little bit? Let's find a little bit more. Trying to find any lines that might be like totally distracting and pull away from the visual consistency of everything. I think maybe over here there's a little much, so we're gonna go around. Now let's clean off this brush. This brush has done a great job for us. If I had to really give a criticism, is it finished? No, not for a while. If I had to give a criticism of this painting, I would say that there's probably too many competing ideas, right? Like there's a realism, and then there's some shadow, and then there's like this thing that's not fully committed to, you know, these textures, and then there's this like totally textured Van Gogh inspiration, and then, you know, I think like there's a lot of competing ideas. That would be my personal criticism of this work at this point. Like I like it. It's I like where it's at. I like where it's at. It's just competing ideas don't always, can cause confusion. Yeah, what's up, Omizu? Omi to the zoo. Omi's at the zoo. The Omi's at the zoo. Homie zoo. Homie zoo. Omi zoo. Omi zoo. Zoo to the me. Zoo me. What's left to do? There's not much, really. Not much. I'm probably just gonna finish this tree. I need to finish this tree, and then, I might make this area a little bit more detailed. This little corner. Some of the rocks are okay, but pretty much done. Maybe some finishing touches. I'll send some, send this over to the to the to the people, and if they like it, great. And that's what we're working with. So yeah, if they like it, then we can move on. If not, I'll make adjustments. My only thought, is if they don't like the tree, they think it's like clashing with everything else. If it clashes, I can see that being a reasonable complaint, because there's a lot of ideas here. If there's too many ideas, it's like very distracting. Like everything's very subtle except for the tree. But I just want to give a Van Gogh tree. I just want to do a Van Gogh tree. This is such a beautiful tree that a Van Gogh tree. At least my version of what I would consider a Van Gogh tree. Is there too much light pollution to see any stars? Yes and no. So technically, it's actually a rainy day, a very, very, very cloudy night. It was raining that night. So technically, it wasn't the light pollution, although I'm sure that on a typical night that you can't see stars. But mainly, it was the rainy night. It was a rainy night, cloudy, rainy night. I actually want to use a thicker brush for this. Am I standing in front of canvas here? Yes, I am. Nice thick amounts of paint here. Nice thick paint. Add a nice thick chunk of red around here. give some highlighted whites here. I'm gonna go here. Add some yellows. But thanks for checking in, Omizu. Thanks for checking it out. What's left to do? Are they a fan of Van Gogh? You know what? I don't know. But they like my paintings generally, so you know, maybe they do. They must. I'm gonna give them the option. I'm gonna give the option here. Let's go with a blue. The real question is, like, who's not a fan of Van Gogh, right? Who's not a fan? Everybody's a fan. All right, let's go. We're gonna go add in some colors here. You know what? I think I should get a smaller brush. Let's go. And I want to add some black in here. Yes, that's right. We're gonna add some blacks, some dark black, blue, I guess. Now this won't work because the paint's too wet. Yeah, you know what? The tree's starting to look kind of messy, so it's not gonna work if I leave this layer of paint. Unless I do like a clean layer of paint. Clean layer of paint. So let's go. We're gonna still use some of this color here. You know what, let's go ahead and just paint in these areas here. It's a bit of a muddy color, but I think that's totally unavoidable given the circumstances. So we will just have to paint over this tree later. It's not bad. It's got like a very natural wooded color right now. Nice base for anything that we're gonna do here in the future to this tree. You know what, since we're at it, let's go ahead and get into the detail of the pool area. Let's go. Got this dark brown here. give this some more natural green shadow here, more vibrant green shadow, rather than this black. Actually, I could do this on the top too, so right here. And let's use a brush to spread out some of this. So I need to spread out some of this color. Nope, too scratchy. Brush is too scratchy. This brush won't do it either. All my brushes are stiff. Let me use this brush actually. I just opened this. So this should be able to spread the paint and just give it like this like green glow, this like dark green glow here. That's the goal. Give it this dark green glow. A glaze, that we'll call it. You know what? This could actually go up into the grass too. This grass is a little bright, so we're going to use this green shadow to reduce the highlight of the grass. Actually, this is a good color. What color did I just have? Oh, yeah, this brown. It's like brownish green shadow, I think. Can actually help us to create some depth on this rock here. I'm gonna actually add some blues into this. Let's add some other colors here. Go. What is all that highlight? That's a lot of highlight there. So we're gonna grab this color. Let's mix it a little bit. Find a nice unique color. Go for this green. Where's that green? Where'd it go? Okay, go for this dark green color. Where'd it go? don't like this rock. But I will find a way to paint it. I will find a way to paint the rock. I guess the way I should describe this is find a way to paint the rock in a way that's not painful to me. Like some people, they will paint the rock in so much detail that it looks better than a rock in real life. But that person would probably cause me a lot of pain. You know, like I would not enjoy the painting process. I would not enjoy the work of that. It would cause me pain, like literal discomfort. Not like pain and suffering, but just, you know, why am I doing this? I would be questioning my motives, right? And it's when that happens, when I'm actually like questioning things, that's when I realize I'm not having a good time painting. And that's when I know I should try something else or stop for the day. Now, if it was just the rock, and nothing but the rock painting, that's a different story. But you know, with the overall feeling of this painting, I've already got a lot of competing ideas in here, so I don't want to. So I don't want to add too much. Too many more competing ideas. All right. Anyway, I think now's a good time for a break. Let's go see if the cats are playing with their cat tree at all, huh? How about that? Let's do that. Let's go check out the cats, see if they've interacted with it at all. Probably not. I don't have too high of expectations. Louise, do you ever build a cat tree? Probably. I feel like you've built a lot of things. All right. Closing on up. Those of you that decided to join us, thank you. And we will be back later. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow. Maybe in a century from now. Highly unlikely in a century from now, because that's a very long time, but I think looking at this image and I'm just wondering what it needs. But since no one has requested a cat tree, we're going to go ahead and just sign off and we'll be back later. Take care, everybody.